What's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to do a mod that is highly requested on this channel. A lot of people want to see this mod. I do think it's a pretty cool mod. I actually have a mod that already fixes what this fixes, but we're going to do this one, and I'm going to tell you what I think about it. Now, what this is the AJT design chrome cup holder delete for the Tundra, and it also does, or I also bought the shifter quadrant as well. Now, this is the one that really sold me on this product. As you all know, I actually have the Tough Skins one in mine right now. Now, let me turn the camera down and show you what we're working with. Okay, so here's what you start with. Here's what the Tough Skins one is. It's just a decal that goes around. Now, this is real carbon fiber, but this is a decal that replaces this piece right here. Now, I think this looks good. I have a lot of custom trims, like the vent rings and stuff like that, that's also in raw carbon fiber. And AJT Design also makes those vent rings. But this is real carbon fiber, and I like this piece. The piece that I wasn't as happy about from Tough Skins is not a flaw in the piece, but you can still see that silver around here. The AJT Design one will completely eliminate this because it removes this piece and replaces it with this piece. Now, you can see there are some holes in this, so we do have to remove this complete tray. There are a few holes that we have to drill out in this because there's like some plastic welds that we have to remove. So that's where that 1/4 inch drill bit comes into play. And also you have to drill a few holes because socket head bolts actually hold these in. Now, don't let that scare you. That shouldn't be too hard a thing to do. And all this is replaceable. They said if you wanted your factory piece back in, you could definitely replace these pieces. Nothing is permanent. So don't be afraid. If you take it out, you won't ever be able to replace it. Now, I do plan on, when I trade my truck, I'll probably take these pieces out, give them away on the channel or something in a couple of years if they still look good. I probably won't leave them in the truck whenever I trade the truck. That's what I'm getting at. So I probably will actually put this piece back in, because the dealership would probably rather have this piece than this piece, because some people might not prefer the black. But without further ado, let's get this thing out and show you how to install it. Okay, tools you're going to need to do this job is a ratchet and a 7/16 socket, something to mark your holes with. Now, I don't know where I got this at. You'll see in a minute. This is a pretty cool little pin thing here. It actually has a sharp point on it. We use something like this at work. This isn't one of those. I think my dad gave me this. This one actually ratchets out longer. I don't know where this one come from. I don't know where he got it, but it's actually pretty cool. Something to actually push out the little shifter piece, because it has like some plastic welds you have to drill out, which leads me to the 1/4 inch drill bit, a drill. I have some assorted tools here, some pry tools that are plastic, trim piece tools to actually, if I can't get the center console piece out, I may need to use these. I don't know if I will or not. The actual AJT Design pieces, and they actually come with an Allen wrench, so you don't need that. It is supplied with the kit, and then your nuts and stuff that comes with that. So this should be everything you need to actually do this job. Okay, now the first thing you're going to have to do is actually take off your shift knob. Now, I have the black TRD Pro shift knob. AJT Design actually does make shift knobs. I've just not decided if I like those or not. They are metal. I really like the complete black TRD one because it has the embossed TRD with the red stitching and stuff. I just really like this shift knob. But if you like the AJT Design ones, they do make those shift knobs. I believe they come in different colors. Next, you have to raise your console here, and you should just be able to start prying up on this and popping this out. I hope. It's a little tight, but it does just pop out like that right there. There are just some pops right here on the bottom. They just pop loose just like you seen me do it. Comes right out. So let's get this thing out there and get this installed. First thing I got to do is take this Tough Skins piece off. I'll probably do that off camera. No need to show y'all how to do that, because most of y'all won't have this piece. So I may show you how to take the chrome piece off, but I do need to remove this before I actually install the other one. So I'll be right back. Okay, there is one thing I want to show you. When I took off The Tough Skins one, it did rip on me. You can see the carbon fiber weave right there, so it is real carbon fiber. For all the people that didn't think it was, it is. But it did leave this tape on here, so I'm going to try to get most of this tape off. That is just a heads up. It does seem to be rolling off fairly easy. You can see right there, it is rolling up, but I am going to try to get all this off before I actually install the AJT design one. So let me work on this a little while, and we'll be right back. Okay, I don't know what kind of glue that Tough Skins use, but that stuff is amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to get this piece out. This is actually where most of y'all are gonna actually start from. So you have your chrome cup holder piece in, just flip it over. You can see there are some tabs right here. Push those in. There are several little tabs, and it just pops out like that right there. So then you're left with this. Now mine does have some glue residue. I did actually put the AJT design in to make sure you couldn't see any of that, and you can't. So maybe that'll just kind of help me hold this in. I do also want to say that I put a towel down to keep from scratching my console piece here. Now the next thing you have to do is actually drill out some little welds here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's like some little plastic welds right there, right there, right there. And I think there's one here, here, and also right here. You have to drill those out, and that's what I was talking about. You needed something like this to pop these out with. So while I've got this turned over, before I install anything, I'm actually gonna go ahead and try to drill those out and see if we can't just pop those right out. Now, you do need a 1/4 inch drill bit, and hopefully I can keep that on that without it slipping off. Now there's the problem, it wants to slip off. It's hard to keep this thing right in the center. If I had a punch or something to actually punch that, it'd be easier. There we go. There we go. So that one is actually all the way through. You don't want to go plumb through the front, but it's all the way through that plastic piece. You can actually see it right there. That one looks nothing like these do. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish drilling out the other 5, and we'll be back here in just a minute. Okay, I want to show you guys something. When you watch AJT Design's video, they talk about just pushing this in here and popping it out. I'm having to actually put a screwdriver up underneath this and pry this thing like that right there, and then pop these things out like that. They're actually glued all the way around, and I actually had to pry every single one of those out. So when they say just pop these things out, it's not that easy. You have to drill them out, and then they're still glued to these little tabs. You have to pop them tabs loose. Now, I want to also say that I don't know that this thing, I mean, I guess, yeah, it's still pretty solid, so I guess you could reverse it. I do want to say I accidentally drilled all the way through mine right here. You can't tell it because I have the Tough Skins thing on it, but I accidentally drilled through it. I'm real with you guys. That is a problem you may have. I did accidentally drill through it. The drill bit caught and run through it real quick. I'm sure this piece right here isn't very expensive at a junkyard, if you can even find it. I don't know. But at least I do have a Tough Skins piece on top to cover it. So just be careful when you're drilling it out, because you can drill through it, but you are going to need something to stick up underneath here and actually pry those out like that. But it can be done. It did come out. I don't know if you can see, but I actually did drill through it right there. Not a big deal. I don't plan on putting that piece back in just yet anyway. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But here is what you're left with. Now there are a few more holes we still have to drill to put these pieces in. So the first thing we're going to work with is the actual cup holder piece. So the cup holder piece will just sit down in there like that. Now when you have it sit down in there, there are 3 holes that you have to mark right here, because you do have to drill those out with a 1/4 inch drill bit. Now, like I said, I'm going to use this. I don't know where I got it, but you can see it ratchets out pretty far, and it has a real sharp tip on it. My dad gave me this years ago, and I have no clue where that came from. You can also use a pencil if you so choose, but I'm just going to use this piece and mark those 3 holes and then drill them out where they need to be. We'll try to mark it in the center, right like that right there. It That should be good. Should be good. All right, let's get that drilled out. Now these are very, very close to the edges. I don't know if you can see those dots, but they're very close to the edges. So I have a feeling that we're actually going to drill through the side of this plastic and it'll probably kick out on us. I don't know. Let's find out. Well, that one, I got lucky and it actually worked. There we go, one down. I got pretty lucky on mine, I have to say. All three of mine came out pretty good. So let's see about getting this thing installed. Now mine actually has some double-side tape on it right here. Not sure why, but we're gonna peel that off, stick it down, because I think on his video he said you shouldn't have to use double-side tape, but mine come with it, so we're gonna use it. Put that down in there like so. So what you're gonna wanna do is take 3 of your cap head screws, stick them down in there, like that right there. Now they do tell you to make sure that they seat all the way. There you have it. Now you have to turn it over, take some lock washers, throw them on the back. You are working with a tiny little bit sticking out the backside, I can say that. I'm gonna go ahead and take a nut and put on it, go ahead and get that started. Now what I'm actually going to do is take this 7/16 inch ratchet, and I'm just gonna put on the back. Actually, you can't, yeah, I can too. And I'm just gonna snug this up. Don't have to do it too tight, just get it snug and you're good to go. Now I'm using a very thin walled socket. If you don't have a thin wall socket, that will not work. But right there's what that looks like, completed. That's completely on there. It does seem to be fitting pretty good. I do want to say there's one thing I don't like. You can see air right through there. Maybe I could have pulled it back a little bit, made it fit a little better, I don't know. But when it's on, hopefully I don't see that too much, but that's just me being nitpicky. There is just a little gap right there. That is a little bit annoying. Like I said, I do have a little bit extra room on the back side, so maybe when you're installing this, it does kind of have a little bow right there. Push it all the way back to this side, but then again, if you push it all the way back to that side, you're actually going to drill out those holes in there. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I'm just going to leave mine like it is, but I do want to say that's annoying. Maybe I can bend it back a little bit. Not quite. That's annoying. That's going to drive me crazy. But we're going to move on to the next thing. I don't like that, first of all. First and foremost, I don't like that. This has fit down in there like that, and you do have to drill these holes out as well. Now, one of these holes, this one right here, is actually drilled out already from the plastic nut you drilled out on the inside, so you won't have to drill that one out. The rest of them, you are actually going to have to drill out a little bit, and it looks like, I want to say, check this out. He puts a screw right here, but it actually doesn't hold on to anything. Nothing. That touches nothing right there. I mean, I guess that's just for looks. You have 4 screws. They don't mention that in the video, but this screw hole right here touches nothing. So you have to drill out 2. One of them's done for you. One of them doesn't touch anything, which really, really kind of worries me. Hopefully that's not loose right there. So you have to drill out 2 of them. We're just going to mark where they need to be drilled out again with this tool right here. And actually that one just needs to be slotted a little bit. It should work. So let's see what we got. That should have it, I would think. Yep, that one will work. So now all we gotta do is work on the back one back here. We're good to go. And it broke right out. And they talk about that in the video, that these could break out, and that one did. So we're going to have to slot it as well. All right, so we got that slotted. Let's see if we have enough. Yep, we do. Now we can install our screws. Wasn't too bad on this one. That little air gap still bothers me. We're just gonna stick our 4 screws in. And then the one that doesn't even touch anything right here. Amazing. I know that has to be for looks, it has to be. Again, lock washer, and then nut. All right, so now you gotta do, tighten them down. Just snug them up. This is plastic you're working with, so you don't want to He-man it, but just snug it up. There you go. That's the complete install of the AJT design on this. Now all we got to do is get it back in the truck. Be right back. Okay, guys, one more thing. I got to be honest with you. That bothered me so bad that I redid this. All I did was slot those just like I did the ones over here. I just slotted them. Moved this over as far as I could get it to this side and then rebolted it down. There is a little crack here and just a minor crack there, but that is the best you're going to get this is if you scoot it all the way over. To do that, you will have to slot them holes, not just drill them. But after I did that, it's not enough to be noticeable, and I am much, much happier with that. So that's just a little pro tip for you guys. Just make sure you scoot it over as close to the shifter base as you can possibly get it, and it will eliminate that crack right there where the air was coming through that you can see. So now let's get this thing installed, see what it looks like completed. Okay, time to get this thing back installed. Should be as easy as it was taking it out. Just drop it back down in there. Get everything nice and lined up. We can do that. Right like that right there. It's all snugged up in there. We can reshut our lid now. Reinstall our shift knob. I always wonder how tight I'm supposed to put this down. I'm gonna say right there is good. And there it is, completely installed. I think that looks awesome. I do want to say they are making a piece to do away with this chrome right here. That is on pre-order. I do have this piece on pre-order. When it comes in, I'll show you how easy it is. That'll be a very short video, but how easy it is to snap that piece on and actually eliminate this chrome around the shifter right there, and you'll have a completely deleted chrome console, and I think that looks really good. And from sitting right here, you can't see that crack at all. So again, if you scoot that all the way over to this side, you won't be able to see any air in there. I think this looks really good, and to tell you the truth about it, I've always told you guys the truth. I do think this looks a little better than the Tough Skins one that was in there. The screw holes in here don't exactly line up perfectly, but it is what it is. There's probably nothing you can really do about that if I was guessing, but that doesn't really bother me as much as the light did right there. I think this gives it a pretty cool look, really rugged look, and I like how this looks. Again, AJT Design makes a lot of stuff. You know, they make these pieces, they make the vent rings, and if you don't have climate control, they make climate control knobs as well. If you don't have climate control, if you have the 3 knobs in your Tundra, they do make replacements for those. I think those look really good, but unfortunately I have the climate control in my truck, so they don't make anything for mine yet. I do believe they said they were going to, but not yet. I think this thing looks amazing, especially with that all blacked out shift knob. I love the way that looks. I know this was probably a lengthy video. I want to apologize, but there was a lot of information that I wanted to get to you guys to make sure that you did this correctly. I appreciate you watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.